like I said, please mute yourself. Thank you. We'll go ahead and get started with Gary Smits.
Hey, Myles. Well, I'm wondering if people from the outside, what would you like them to remember or to know about this defense and about the season you've had that goes beyond what the record might be?
I just hope that like people from the defense perspective just kind of see the fight that we have. Obviously, like things haven't gone how we wanted to go. But at the same time, though, guys out there playing, guys out there fighting. It's cool to see because I mean things happen and it's kind of similar to life and kind of similar to this whole year 2020. Like bad things that happen, but we just continue going. And obviously it hasn't amounted to wins, but it's small moral victories that you can take away that you can kind of see guys aren't quitting. Even this late in the season when, I mean, we're not fighting for a playoff spot is a fact. But, I mean, guys are still playing for pride and, you know, putting good film out there and just trying to, you know, show what they can give and solidify themselves in the NFL. And I think that's what we're all trying to do, just solidify ourselves, make sure we have a job next year and just keep playing hard, you know, and what do we have? 3 games left. So I mean, something can happen. You know what I mean? It's never over, and it's not over until I think January something. But you know, it's just we're just gonna continue fighting.
And do you believe you've had a Pro Bowl type season?
I don't know. I think that kind of equivalates to wins, and you know, that's kind of like a fan thing. So I can't really, you know. I think I've had a pretty decent season. There's a lot of plays that I want back, like looking back on film and stuff. So it hasn't been perfect, like up to my standards. But yeah, as far as Pro Bowl, I don't know. I definitely, you know, would like to go to the Pro Bowl and receive that bonus. That'd be cool, so I can invest that money. But that Pro Bowl is typically come from like you know winning teams, and we haven't been winning. And you know, I haven't, you know, there's plays that I could have made that could have helped us win. So, yeah, I kind of put that on me. So I don't know.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Thanks, Gary. Let's go to Cassidy and then Jean.
Hey, Myles. Super simple question. How do
Mhm.
you defend Lamar Jackson?
Say that one more time. I'm sorry. It
I was saying, super simple question. How do you defend Lamar Jackson?
That's tough, you know. Just watching the games that he plays, you really just kind of gotta just deal with them and hope he decides to throw instead of run. You know what I mean? And even when he throws, he can still make really good passes. So I mean, he's a tough guy. He's very talented. MVP. Every time you turn on Madden, you see him. So I mean, he's the real deal, you know. And he's definitely going to be a challenge for us this week. I'm excited to finally play against him in real life and just watching him do his thing in college. And we went up to the preseason and played him when he was young, but I'm definitely excited to see it in person and play against it. But that's a question a lot of people are still trying to figure out. You know what I mean? But we have a game plan that we're putting together that we feel like is going to be good enough to kind of somewhat contain them and go out there and get a win. That's really the main thing.
Real life as opposed to like Madden?
Yeah, yeah, real life. Yeah. Cause yeah, that's it's a simple question, but that's a hard answer. So it's gonna be tough to contain a guy like that.
Do you defeat him in Madden?
Yeah,
Like if you're
I kind of turned the difficulty down because if you got it on all Madden, he's really tough to deal with. So yeah, sometimes I got to cheat against him or restart the game and play over again. But nah, he's the real deal in real life and in Madden, but definitely in real life.
understandable. Thanks.
No
Thanks,
problem.
Cassidy. All right, let's go to Jean and then Dustin.
Hey, Myles. Obviously, been a very difficult year for the entire team, and you guys aren't naive. You know what happens in situations like this. They've already had a change in GM, and you know what might be coming down the pike with the coach. As players, if you had a say in this, would you want to see Doug Marrone, as tough as season has been, as players? Would you want to see him back next year? Would you make some sort of plea to have him back next year if you were able to get an audience with Shad Khan on the subject?
Yeah, so typically after the season we'll kind of like high classified information, but typically we'll like meet with Shad, Mr. Khan, after the season and sit down in his office and talk to him about certain things, and like he'll ask us what we do and don't like. And me personally, I just have a lot of love for Doug. I just feel like it's just been a rough year for him. I felt like the 2017 year when we were really good, I felt like he didn't get enough credit, and then the years when we were bad, he got, he kind of had to eat that. You know what I mean? That all kind of got thrown on him. So I'm always riding with Coach Marrone. We've had like a lot of personal like conversations and just like things that I've had to get over and deal with that he's always had my back with. And even when I've been wrong in certain situations, like he's always had my back. So I'm always gonna have Doug's back. So if the man was to ask me, do I want Doug back? Absolutely, without a doubt. I just felt like this year it's weird to say, like it's not a great technical term, but it just wasn't fair for Doug. Like it really wasn't. Just how things kind of shaped out and just the cards that he was dealt. But I definitely feel like Coach Marrone is a great coach. He's definitely someone you would want in your corner. Like I feel like if people really got to know Doug, they would really like him. Like Coach Marrone's a real cool dude. You know what I mean? Outside of ball. So I'm vouching for him. Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thanks, Gene. All right, let's go over to Justin and then D-Rock.
Hey, Myles. How's it going today, man?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing all right. Nice to be home. What is it going to be like this weekend to play against Calais and Unique? And what kind of experience is that going to be for you? Yeah,
that's definitely going to be crazy for me. Just those are my guys. Jan, we came in together. So that's like a brother to me. You know what I mean? Like I'm always going to have love for Jan. And, I'm like super proud of what he's, like his journey through everything, you know what I mean? Even college, going into the league and what he's become and just becoming a household name and making plays and those infamous strip sacks that he does. And then obviously Calais is like the OG, you know what I mean? Like he's always, just taught me things, put me on games, showed me the right things to do, the wrong things to do. He's always been super honest with me. So it's going to be really cool. Like obviously I would love to have him on our side, you know what I mean? If I could, but it's definitely going to be cool just to, watch them in action doing their thing. And, I wish them nothing but the best, but I'm definitely like really excited to see them in person and see them post game with my mask on. And, just, chop it up with them and get to see them in person. So, yeah.
Thank you, Myles.
No problem.
Thanks, Dustin. Let's go to D-Rock and then John Shipley.
Hey, Myles, how hard is it when you're in the midst of a season like this and there's 3 weeks left and you're not playing for playoffs, and to not have a part of you just kind of start looking forward to that offseason, to try and start planning out what you're going to do in terms of, whether it's vacation or your offseason workout stuff? Is it hard not to look ahead a little bit?
I'm sorry. Could you ask that one more time? There's just a lot going on right now. You said that not looking forward to. Yeah.
When you're in the midst of a season like this that isn't going well and it's close to the end, is it hard not to look forward or look ahead into the offseason for your plan?
Yeah, you can't because y'all lucky I'm on mic right now. Okay. Yeah. So basically, to answer your question, pretty much it's our job. You know what I mean? We sign up for 16 weeks of ball. And obviously, technically on what's it called? Playoff wise, you're not playing. Like playoffs is out of the question. But like the guys in the locker room and what I've kind of been preaching to guys is we're playing for our jobs. Like we're playing for our livelihood. So what you put on film, if you were to go out there and be careless, it's gonna show up on film and you won't have a job next year. So I'm just continuing trying to, show guys that, we have a lot to play for actually. While it may not seem like we're going to the playoffs, we gotta have a job next year. And myself, like that's what I'm playing for, just solidifying myself in the league, making sure that, I can stay in Jacksonville as long as possible and that, it's new GMs, new coaches coming in. So when they come in and evaluate, they're going to see which guys are going and which guys aren't. And they're going to get rid of the guys that aren't playing and the ones that are. So we don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? So the least you could do is go out there and ball, put good film on there. And if you do that, you'll have a better chance of just maintaining in this league. So that's really my standpoint of it, and I think that's what a lot of guys are kind of putting on film, and you can see it like on film. We're down, people are still playing. I mean, the score is what it is, but there's no quit. Guys are still sticking their face in things. Guys are still trying to hit, still eat, no matter what. So it's the same mentality, same mantra. But when that offseason time comes, then you have time to plan for that. But right now, I think we're like a month out or 3 weeks out of that, so it's gonna be a while.
Do you guys hear the talk from fans on social media about, they want you guys to lose so that so the franchise can end up with the number one pick? Do you guys pay attention to that? Do you hear that? Does it annoy you or anything at all?
Yeah, I mean, like, I deleted my Instagram and Twitter. I still got my Facebook, and like I still see it from like fans like what's them guys called, Big Cat Country, them, like a lot of fans, like they're definitely, you hear it, like you can't run from it. Even like when you go out to the gas station and you run into somebody, they're talking about Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields or the tight end from Florida, like all those guys. So I mean, you can't run from it. Like, it is what it is, and if you turn on ESPN, you're gonna see it too. So obviously, like for me, like I'm like, nah, heck no, I want to win these next 3-4 games, and you know what I mean, blow all that. But I get it from a fan perspective, you know what I mean. But we're still out there fighting for our jobs, fighting for our livelihoods, and at the end of the day, the NFL doesn't pay losers. Like they pay winners. So you win, you get rewarded. You lose, it gets kind of ugly. So from our perspective, we're like, nah, we're not going out there tanking. Like if anybody's thinking that, we're not doing that. Like, I promise you. Like, if it was up to me, we'd be 16-0 right now. But that's just how it goes. So yeah, we're not trying to tank. So throw that out there.
Thanks, Bo.
Gotcha.
Thanks, D-Rock. All right, let's go to John Shipley and then Mia.
Hey, Myles, I know this is a little bit into the future, but do you just feel like, as one of the leaders of this team, that you guys, obviously with the record how it is, but you guys are at least close to, turning things around with a few more pieces in the next year or so, just considering the amount of young guys that you have on the team right now?
Absolutely. Actually, after the last game, the Titans game, I like when we brought it in, I just told guys, like, embrace this season. Like, learn from everything. Like, you see, it's a couple plays here and there that really flip the game around. Like, most of the games we've really been in the game until down the wire. Now, I think 3 or 4 of them we got blown out of the water, but most of them we've been right in the game. Like, our record could be different. So I told guys, like, really learn from this season. Like, remember that one play that you slipped up on, and all of a sudden it changed the whole dynamic of the game. That's how slim this league is. Like, it's a play here or there. So yeah, I think guys will really not like the taste that they have in their mouth. I mean, we'll have to hear another offseason about negativity about the Jags and all that, and I hope that really motivates people, because it did for me last year, and moving forward it will. And I think the young guys that really take it and grow from it and take their bumps and bruises, they'll come back their second year extremely, extremely hungry, and you'll see, like, we're not that far off. You know what I mean? So we'll get there. We'll get there.
Thanks, Myles. Appreciate it.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, John. Let's go over to Mia.
Hey, Myles, kind of building off that a little bit. These young guys, this is probably the first or second time in their whole careers that they've lost this many games, if ever.
Yeah.
For you, this is not the first or second time. So as much as you're preaching that to these other guys, what is it like for you that you're having to go through this again, just like you did in 2016 and 2019, and having to, whereas in 2016, maybe you are that young guy, and now we're going through it again where you're the veteran having to say, just wait.
Yeah, when you're the young guy, it's kind of like, it's a different perspective, because like right now, like I feel like everything falls on my shoulders. Like, being on the defense, being one of the older guys, I have a C on my chest. Like, I take full responsibility for everything. You know what I mean? So if we give up 40 points, like I feel like I gave up 40 points. Like I go home and I can't get out of bed till Tuesday. Like it really weighs on me. You know what I mean? Like it hurts me. You know what I mean? That's why when he asked like, do you feel like you had a Pro Bowl season? I'm like, shoot, like I haven't even thought about the Pro Bowl. Like I could care less about that. I just want to win. You know what I mean? Like that's really all that matters to me is bringing this city a championship. So it's like it's tough because when you're young, you're kind of like, well, in year 2, year 3, it won't be, maybe it'll be different. But when you get older, like it's more responsibility on you. You kind of like, it weighs on you a lot more, like a whole lot more, like mentally, physically. So I'm just trying to preach guys that like try to speed them up a little bit. Like we could change this. You know what I mean? We have everything we need. All we need is us. We just gotta like tighten up on a couple corners. If this season, like you felt like you weren't good at certain things, work on that this off season. Like if you felt like you weren't fast enough, get faster. If you felt like you weren't strong enough, hit the weight room this off season. Like you can always get better. So, yeah, I kind of got off track with that, but yeah, just it weighs on you more when you lose, and you feel responsible for every single point. So, yeah, that makes sense.
And like you said, you were in a different position in 2016. You were the young pup, but obviously you guys then took a big leap in 2017. Do you see parallels possibly from that year, like that maybe there are lessons you can apply going into this year?
Definitely lessons and parallels. How can I say this? That 17 team was just it was special, you know what I mean? And it was special. So I could definitely see people learning from 16, you know what I mean? That 17 team was special though. That was a wild year. But I could see guys like really learning from like remembering the taste of losing, then having to go through the off season, hearing them talk crazy about the Jags, then watching the draft and seeing a guy maybe get drafted at your position, or like, you know what I mean? Like whatever motivates you, whatever kickstarts that to get you going. And then we could take this and get some wins, because now we know how to lose, like, and we know what losing looks like and what it tastes like, what it feels like. Now let's flip the script, not do that, and let's go get some wins, because it's right there. It's right at the tip of our fingers. We just got to finish. You know what I mean? So it's tough.
And real quick, just speaking of 17, back to Calais. He says he's going to be doing some trash talking. Do you actually foresee that happening?
Calais, that guy's, he was the mayor of Jacksonville. I can't imagine him talking crazy, but no, I'm just playing. But yeah, Calais might say something here or there. You know what I mean? I know he really wanted to be here. I know that much. Like I know he wanted to finish his career in Jacksonville, and he definitely wanted to be in Jacksonville. So if he does talk some trash, he might just say, I wanted to be here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if it'll be anything vulgar. I think it'll just kind of be, I wish I was with you guys right now. That kind of trash talk.
And Jan, because Gardner said he thinks Jan's going to be out for blood. That was his quote.
I think Jan is going to play extremely hard on Sunday. He's definitely going to play really, really hard on Sunday. So, yeah, I'm sure he'll be playing hard. Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks, Myles.
No problem.
Thanks, Mia. There were a couple of hands that shot back up. D-Rock or Gene, did you have another one? Otherwise, we're going to move on. Cassidy?
I'm good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot to lower my hand. Sorry, Amanda.
All right. Cassidy has one more.
Yeah, just kind of following up on that, Myles. Like when you say it weighs on you, how do you counteract that? Like, what do you do to sort of take that off when the wins aren't coming? What's another way you can do to kind of take that off your shoulders?
This is what I've been doing. Come home on Sunday. I'll play Call of Duty Warzone until I like get more mad about losing in Warzone than the game. Then I'll go to sleep. Then I'll wake up Monday, still be sore and beat up. Probably watch Narcos, play Warzone. Like it's kind of like a switch between watching Narcos and playing Warzone until Wednesday rolls around, and I'll forget about it by then. But nah, you just got to keep going. Like there's gonna be seasons when you lose, and there's gonna be seasons when you win. Like going back to that 17 season, that season was like magical. Like it was like a dream. Like we just always fell into a win. Like like you couldn't believe it. Like I remember my second year, I'm like, oh, the NFL is easy. Like it's always gonna be like this. You know what I mean? Like we're in the playoffs, and we win our wild card, then we go to the division, and you know what I mean? Like it was just easy. Like it's magical. Like you can't believe it. Like you just think it's always gonna be like this. So I remember Puzz telling me like appreciate this. You know what I mean? Because this is special. Like it was Puzz's 10th year, and then he finally got to that point. He was like, guys, appreciate this because it's not always like this. And he's not to say he like spoke it up to existence, but it's just real. Like not every season's gonna be like that. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to cherish the bad, so that way when we do have a winning kick-ass season next year, I can savor it. Like I feel like I earned it and enjoyed it, and I can really just just freak effing enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like I can't wait. Like I just want to get a win at this point. That's all I care about. So yeah.
Great.
All right. Thanks, Cassidy. And thank you, Myles, for your time. We really appreciate it.
No problem. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you, Myles.
Thanks, Myles.
Merry